Hi guys, and welcome to your weeklies, or rather to say bi-weeklies for the period of May the 1st to May 15th. I decided to try to do something different this time around, which is a little bit more encompassing spread, given with how many energies were like in the past, with everybody trying to clear something. It was lots of third-party situations. Overall energy was like really low, so I'm trying to really get us collectively out of it. We're trying to see much higher picture, and of course, being ambitious, I took this spread which is called Golden Dawn spread. It's probably the most complex spread in tarot. It kind of has the groups of 3, and each 3s are differently explained. And regular tarot, every card has a weight, and it's kind of how it relates to surroundings. So without going into the details, it is really difficult. But sure enough, I did get to see a different perspective, because I just finished basically reading for all the signs, and we all have one thing in common. We are putting an end to something and starting something new. So it's a spring cleaning our lives. It's lovely. Some of us are going to struggle through it. Some of us are going to have Tower card through it. Most of us are just going to say, okay, enough is enough. I really want to start something new. And this Taurus energy is really wonderful. By the way, happy birthday, Taurus. And it's going to get us really forward to where we want to be. And it's nice grounding energy. It's going to help to kind of plant the new seeds. I love it. So it's very short, and even this introduction is very short, so don't fret. And at the end, I'm going to pull an oracle card, and kind of like we can see even that love direction as well. And spread can actually talk about the other things as well other than love, but mostly, of course, you know that I focus on love. Also, in a few days, I'll be releasing X spread in about a week from now, so that way you can check that out as well. For those of you who are still having on and off relationships, or you are wondering like what is happening with your ex, trying to reach the closure, or trying to see if you should pursue it, etc., right? And that X spread is on a special still for the next 2 weeks, so it is $45. It has been its regular price is $60, so please book it while it's still on 45 specials. So you can just check on my website www.cattarot.ca, or you can check it down in the description, and you'll get all my information. Contact me via Facebook or via website or via email. Also, please subscribe, share, and like, so that way when you're a subscriber, you always get in your like mailbox something has been released and published, so you're always the first one. Also, the contest that I had for joining the Facebook and being entered automatically in the draw is going to end on the 30th, when I'm going to make a draw. I have decided, instead of one person, that I'm going to give 3 20-minute basically readings. So there is still time, because this is going to be released a couple of days before the 1st, so if you want to just jump in. However, I'm starting a new contest on the 1st. It's going to run probably the entire month, and it's going to be for every comment, for every like, for every share. It's going to count as one basically entry, so it's going to be for the next 20-minute basically reading. So jump on board, interact. On Facebook, I'm just having a different approach. I kind of like put stuff that is related to tarot and to cats, and sort of like it will be really nice that we kind of as a community kind of learn from each other. So there you go. Join Facebook, like it, follow it, share it, comment it, and automatically you are being entered in a draw for a possible free reading. Thanks very much. Love you. Hi Scorpios, and welcome to your bi-weeklies. Oh, I'm missing one card here. Let me just shuffle that card as well. There we go. Okay, so let's see what this period brings for you. I see lots of interesting energies, I have to say. It seems to me that some of you are starting with a new phase, trying to find really the root of who you are, I mean, your readings recently were kind of, you were holding on to something, but now I'm seeing, and it's kind of like really interesting. I think Sagittarius had a similar thing. So for those of you involved with Sagittarius, this is going to be really interesting, because for those of you involved with Sagittarius, this is going to be a breakup. For those of you not involved with Sagittarius, that could mean two ways. Either you'll be leaving some non-productive relationships behind, or you are moving ahead with now understanding of what you need in a relationship, and kind of like finding out who you really are. Because you see, the center over here is the world, and the world is like really the last. It's the last in the major arcana. World is talking about you know, the successful achievement of a goal, or doing what you set out to do, and kind of feeling pride, enjoying rewards, and sort of like feeling that everything is okay in your world, sort of a thing. And since these are always seen upright, like this also could be seen as not moving on, right? Or staying somewhere where you're not happy, right? So now this is talking, this is right next to King of Chalices, which kind of like is reinforcing this energy to kind of like try to get control of your emotional life. And sort of like it has the Three of Pentacles, which is kind of a teamwork. So since something has to come to the conclusion, either could mean two things: you're still holding on and you want certain relationship to continue, and you are really trying to hold on to really strenuously. But this relationship had the third person involved here, and this has caused you emotional pain. Some of you maybe had issues with addictions. Maybe it was alcohol in particular. So be careful with this, because sometimes we all fall into a little kind of, you know, routine of having a sip of wine, but that shouldn't turn into a bottle of wine. But this overall, it's a very powerful energy over here that kind of like I'm observing. Also, every almost like Trinity here has major arcana card, which tells me that this period is going to be very, very important for you in terms of how you ground yourself. It's a really good balance of energies and forces. Elements, all elements are here, and kind of like moving forward is really, really important. For, I mean, I know that I keep saying just please, please, please let it go, please, please let it go, and some of you are still holding on, and some of you will still continue to hold on, and some of you will really let go this time around. So you'll see the difference now. You see, the psychology makeup is this, kind of like you do want to hold on to relationship. You do think that the relationship is going to bring you just like supreme happiness. But at the same time, it is not the way it is that pleases you. You kind of like want to modify it and want to go to a different space. Or for those of you who are not holding on to relationship, or who maybe somebody kind of like call it off, you do want to get to that safety. You want to feel comfortable, or you're also trying to see how to get from one experience to the next, because this can also mean, in the reverse positions, breakup and heartache and wish not come true, but also can mean that you're really looking forward to kind of moving ahead and kind of like finally having something nice coming and materializing for you. So it is kind of like a mixed bag, especially because you see the central issue is sort of like your thoughts, and it's kind of like sideways with water, which is kind of your element. But it looks like that you are not tapping into who you are and how to go about it. You kind of instinctively know how this works on a, let's say, Scorpio level. You know, like, you know that when you feel something, you feel, and you in your head, you really feel that other people know that, but other people don't. And see, here is that understanding of wondering how do you explain that? How do you kind of communicate that? Because swords are all about communications, they're about words. So you know how they say, don't tell me you love me, show me, but this is the other way around. Tell me, and tell me why. Just love you is kind of like really empty sentence. You have to know why. And if you're approaching somebody to try to kind of work things out, because obviously you're moving to 9, so this is going to make it or break it period. You're either going to try to figure out how to do it together, but I don't see 8 of Cups over here, but this kind of is close to it, sort of like if it's reversed, it would be energy coming back, but in this case would mean coming back for discussion, coming back for post-mortem, coming back to have this discussion about why things went wrong. Not so much in coming back, you know, when you date somebody and then it doesn't look right, or it gets in the rut, or sometimes just things happen, life happens, but then after a while it'll come back, and that's why we have these Mercury retrogrades, and this is during this period we reconnect. In your case it can go in every single direction, but like, I mean, you feel really hurt that there was somebody else, or it was like the outside force that has kind of impacted your relationship here as well. So where is this basically going? It's possible trajectory is this, that you really want to build this world together. You just really, again, you want to kind of charge, you want to win, you want to be passionate, you want to go back in that couplehood, you want to seduce someone. You literally, again, I asked you the last time, Scorpio, you're Scorpio, why do you want to be a bird? Here is like you want to be the sunshine, right? So it's kind of interesting here because this is really your energy. So it's a water energy chariot going forward, merging 2 opposing forces, right? But here, look at basically the 3 different kind of flavors. One is like, okay, what do I choose? Where do I go on? Do I choose my heart, or do I choose my my thought, right? Head or basically heart, right? So what is more important to me? And then you're saying, oh, you know what, I'm just going to allow passions to kind of like carry me through, and you know, I'm going to just charge ahead and things will work out, right? This is really not spending enough time thinking through it, especially where this probably fast approach would not work at all, because it's really going to give this confusion, because like when you do something fast, you're also giving leaving a message for the people that this is not important. It's like a guy chasing after a girl, so it can kind of translate into, well, I just really want you for sex, I don't want you as a person, because otherwise I would pay attention to who you are, what you want. So this can actually kind of translate into kind of that way, that you may feel that you are losing something, and you feel that you can somehow impact this, and by charging really ahead, that you can do it, and kind of, you know, using the force of a strong will. This basically tells me, especially because of this 2 of Wands, that you are denying your heart to feel what you're feeling, because looks like to me you are in the let's get this deal closed kind of a mood, that you have a competitor, and that's what I told you before, that you really want to win over the competitor, you want to get it. But like, what about you, Scorpio? Where are you here? Are you winning somebody who is worth winning? That's all I'm asking you, because you want to become you, and you're the strongest when you're with a person who understands you. And that's what I said. This could look like a, not only that Sagittarius reading is like similar, but sort of like you have here some fire energy, or this could be just your energy, that you're going to feel like so vigorous and so kind of like motivated to kind of like go and get to that kind of like solutions, and something really passionate going forward. It is like really exciting over here. So it could be that you'll go in that direction, and this could be a possible alternate direction for some of the other Scorpios, or it could be both. You could be going through one and then to another, something that is additional to it. So here is a central basically card is again Sun. So it's again just like here, like you see the Sun here and you see the Sun there. So fire energy is opposed to water energy, who you are. And here is your water energy. Here's like that sweetheart, like you see this very starting point. You kind of, you know, offering your best offers. Like, so let's say we all have apples on the market, and your apples are the best when you put heart in it, and this is what you're offering, and you are literally trying to do it. This is Knave of Chalices, and but here is like Knave of Swords, right? So here is like almost like similar energies that you have in your psychology. You're really hoping for the best, but somewhere along the way, you know that you have to run away or leave certain things behind. So I see like he is leaving this relationship, you know, and going on a different side. And on the different side is going to be happiness. Here is like kind of really similar, right? Because this was the last card. So here it is kind of like you are still hopeful. You're still hopeful to manifest, because the sun represents the brightness and children and enjoyment, but it is a number 1. You see, like 19, 1 and 9 is 10, and 1 and 0 is 1. So it actually does indicate new beginnings. So you actually really want after this to kind of finish one chapter and start a new chapter. But be careful, because somebody is judging you. See, a Knave of Swords is kind of somebody was looking and checking how you behaved all along. And I think if you in the past have done something that has been, let's say, not really nicest thing, it's going to come back to haunt you. This indicates either spying on social media, indicates kind of people not looking at you in a most favorable way, even if you didn't do anything particularly wrong. Sometimes, you know, people get offended for no reason. I mean, not no reason, but their interpretation of events is completely different than how you had it in your head. And this can actually mean that. But it's certainly kind of like these two energies, which are kind of really main energies over here, are going to kind of like drown the energy of your intentions. So it's going to be interesting that, you know, I'm not so sure that your advances would be kind of taken into account, but I really think that's because you're forgetting one thing in all of that, and that is you, Scorpio. You're forgetting, you're fighting for someone, which is the concept for fighting for someone is silly to a point, right? Because nobody has to fight for you. If somebody has to fight for you, you would feel that something is wrong with that relationship, right? So now, the same way, if you're fighting for someone, that person should, in adult relationship, this kind of like should come naturally, right? But anyway, enough with kind of like possibilities. Like, I mean, certainly it's one thing is clear for all storylines, that you are trying to figure out what is reaching that happiness and how to go about that. And some of you will do that by really trying to, like, I mean, write somebody to the point that they will really resent it, and they will really maybe even charge away from you and kind of literally cut you off. The other ways is going to be that you will maybe try to figure out ways around it and kind of find the new paths and how to approach it. But even in that, if you do something that is like not really the uttermost kind of like best benefit of everybody, you are not going to end up well. But at the same time, the others of you are really going to kind of finish one chapter and kind of move on in a really productive way. So the last part is your karma. Your karma is absolutely amazing. Check it out. This was like your core issue, right? You see this? So this is the end and this is the beginning. So here this kid is saying, okay, you know what? It was just too much. I'm beating a dead horse. I do want this, and what I'm having right now, it's not providing me this. So I have to embark on a completely new trip and try to find my happiness and try to kind of go step by step about it. It is really clearly, look, you're going from 10, which is wrapping one phase, and this could be also stopping the marriage to moving to, stopping whatever, something that didn't work, into something to move ahead, like, I mean, step by step. Really, really, karma is on your side for you to move ahead. So if you try to struggle and if you try to stay kind of like involved like at this stage is like really getting to, I'm just surprised that I didn't see Tower yet. That almost looks like the destiny is kind of torching you to some respect, but here you're going from this to this. It cannot be more of significant. And then you have a 1 here. So I think you are getting to the final stages of your ordeal. And I can totally see that you're Scorpio, that you're fighting until the very end. But my basically 2 cents here is like, Scorpio, I really want you to fight for yourself, not for anybody else. You're losing yourself in this process. I see that because you're kind of getting earthy energy, so which is not exactly a vibration. You're understanding that you're losing yourself in the process, and you're trying to be everything that you're not. Here you're fire, here you're earth. You know, you're dealing with that on kind of spiritual level, trying to deal with that, but dealing right now, all you're capable is like to go day for day, for those of you who experience some hardship, and some of you really did hardship and breakup. So let me see what is the advice. And my X series are coming out in a few days. So basically look up for those of you who are in the situation. That's going to be probably interesting. And I would suggest, yeah, I mean, for those of you who are involved with Sagittarius and even a Leo, kind of that kind of has a resonance over here. So, okay, so let's see. Oops, it jumped. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Yes, and that's exactly what you're doing there. But in your situation, this great love, I want you to love yourself, because here it tells me really clearly that you have to come to yourself. Mind you, for those of you who are single, for those of you who are trying to go somewhere completely new in dating, this spread is a good news, because make the effort. You will be meeting somebody who is really similar energies than you. You will either passionately kind of try to kind of involve yourself in that energy, or you're going to try to kind of explore the world of dating. So it can be a kind of like really interesting start, a little bit off to how you really are. You will not go as deep as normal, but it's still nonetheless it's going to be interesting. So Scorpio, I would like to hear your opinions. So thank you very much, and for private reading, please contact me and check my website www.cattarot.ca. Thank you.